Good day, everyone. So in our previous session, we talked about the concept of creativity, and we said it's not that difficult to become creative. We just need to link ideas or create force relationship between ideas. Now, I could have given you so many other examples, but I'm sure you can figure them out by yourself. Now, what we're going to talk about today is somehow related to creativity. See, in order to become more creative, you need to learn. Simple. Now, one question I ask almost whoever I talk to is the following. It's a very simple question. And I say, what is the percentage of your annual income that you spend on your mental development? Say you are paid $1,000 a month. Now, annually, you make $12,000. What is the percentage of this income that you spend on your mental development? Now, this is a very important question because if we talk about the sources of knowledge, how do we know? Where do we know? Where do we get the knowledge? Knowledge has, very simply, three sources of knowledge. Three sources. We have three sources for knowledge. One source is revelation. What we know about hell, heaven, God, angels, and so on. This knowledge was revealed to some people that we call messengers, and they told us. So this is one source. Another source of knowledge, they call empirical sciences, and this is the knowledge that we gain through experiences that give us the same result every time we try. For example, if I throw this pen up, it will come down. If I come here tomorrow, throw it up, it will come down. If I travel to China, throw it up, it will come down. If I go to the United States, I throw it up, it will come down. So this is an experience that would give me the same result every time I try. This umbrella of experiences that give us the same result every time we try, they call the umbrella of empirical sciences, physics, chemistry, and so on. Now, if you've taken physics before, the classic problem when you take motion is a car travels from point A to point B with the speed of 70 kilometers. Distance is 120 kilometers. How long would this car take to arrive from point A to point B? Now, it's simple. You have a formula. You put the givens. You get the number. Say this number is 1.5. 1.6 is wrong. 1.4 is wrong. 1.55 is wrong. Right is 1.5. What I want to say is that under the umbrella of empirical sciences, any question, any problem can have only one correct answer. That's why under this umbrella we have laws, law. Now, in between things that we can never experience, where we get the knowledge we get through revelation, and things that we can experience and give us the same result every time we try, there's a world in between. Experiences that we go through, but do not necessarily give us the same results every time we try. Now, say you travel to a certain country, you take certain X airlines, you go to X hotel, then you go dine in X restaurant. You come back, you have a great experience, you write about it, and then you recommend everybody to go through the same experience. I go try the same thing. The plane was delayed. There's construction going on in the hotel. I got food poisoning from the restaurant. And I come back. I do the same exact thing you did, but I have a lousy experience. This umbrella of experiences that do not necessarily give us the same result is called, I'm going to tell you after the break. So the umbrella where we have experiences that do not necessarily give us the same result is called the umbrella of philosophy. Political science, business, sociology, psychology, all these disciplines come under the umbrella of philosophy, where you have experience, you experience things and do not necessarily get the same result every time you try. Now, why I told you this long story about the sources of knowledge is that ladies and gentlemen, these experiences, whether in under empirical sciences or under philosophy, these experiences cost money. Now, if you do not have a budget, for you to learn and to experience, you will never, ever get something new, because we have no more revelation. You need to either experience yourself in these two environments or learn from other people's experiences. Now, if you do not invest in learning from these two or under these two umbrellas, there is no new knowledge for you. And if you have no new knowledge, if you remember going back to creativity, we said creativity is about linking maybe sometimes unrelated concepts and ideas together to come up with something new. Now, if you do not get anything new into your mind, then you cannot consequently link anything new to your old knowledge. What I want to say is that you need to invest some time, some energy, some money in order to become more creative. Now, this is on a personal level. This definitely applies on national levels, because if you go now and check the research and development expenditure by country, you will say, for example, a country like the United States is the highest spender on research and development. And that's why we can see that there are a lot of creative ideas and innovative services and products that come from the United States, because there is so much that is spent on research and development. Next come Western European countries, and so on and so forth. So the more you spend on R&D, whether on an individual level or business level or national level, the more knowledge you can get, the more creative you can become. So R&D expenditure, again, is extremely important, as I said, and you need to set a budget for yourself. The same way you have a budget for your physical development, for your maybe spiritual development, you need to have a budget or a percentage of your income that is dedicated to your mental development, because this is extremely important if you want to become a creative person. If you do not, then you can simply do whatever you're doing and be a happy and maybe productive person, but definitely, certainly, there are less opportunities for you to become a creative person. So yes, so we said if you, for example, just run a very brief search on the level of expenditures on R&D on country levels, you will see that the United States is probably the highest spender. Now you can do the same thing and see what are the companies that spend the highest or they have the highest expenditure on R&D. I guess last I checked, there were some companies that spend up to $13 billion a year on R&D. A company like Microsoft, for example, they spend around $9 billion a year on research and development. Now, of course, when you spend all this money on research and development, you can always be on top of things and come up with a lot of new products. Same applies on individual levels. You want to become a creative person, you need to dedicate. Now, where can you get? You can, today, thanks to the internet, accessing knowledge is so easy. You can read books, you can take e-learning courses, you can try some things on your own, maybe, as I said, have some kind of experiments, exciting experiments. Whatever you're doing, spend some time, dedicate a budget to learning new things if you want to be a more creative person. Thank you very much. We'll definitely continue the next session.